So, hey, this game isn't over yet. Brentwood, we're 2 touchdowns behind, plenty of time. We need the offense to get going.
So our replay there, you just saw, the coverage there. That was just a good throw to a tall receiver, and he was able to beat our guy to the end zone.
I think the offensive coordinator sees that we're playing the zone, which is what you'd expect we'd play, and the receiver is sitting down right between the safety and the corner. That's a receiver and a quarterback on the same page.
That's right. Well, during halftime, we also had a phenomenal performance by our band. Really proud of the job that Mondale and Phillip are doing with our program there, and Independence continues to do the little pooch kick, and we're a little bit better prepared for it this time. It looks like, as far as executing our game plan on the return.
Yeah, we got a clean catch out of it. The last kickoff to begin the second half, the catch was just not clean.
Yep. Well, and we're getting the wedge. We talked about that, having the spotter and then having the wedge form. It just gives a lot of confidence to the guy that's going to be receiving the ball.
And that was Matthew Manning on that pooch kick.
Yep.
Return for the Bruins. So that's gonna set the chains up to 1st and 10 on our own 38. So good starting field position, and to grab the momentum back, you just need one good drive.
Well, yeah, you do, and
put it in the end zone.
And that's what we just haven't had, is a really good continuous drive for the whole possession, and we just need to have that starting right now.
Agree. We're going back to Nassar on the right side with that little quick pitch. Seems like that Independence defense is really kind of laterally covering well.
So Hamzi just carried that ball. I went down and talked to his mother during halftime. I wanted to know.
Right.
Take us to the pure fact. Is it Nassar or Nasir? And she goes, it's Nassar, like NASCAR.
Nassar. So we've gotten it right all season.
We said it. Yep.
Good. All right, 2nd and 9 for the Bruins shotgun. We're looking for the big tight end. Absolutely. Yeah, that was Daniel Cochran, I think, on that reception, the 6'6" tight end. A quick throw and catch. It looks like we're going to run a little tempo. That was a gain of about 7.
This is where our senior leadership, I know these guys. They're going to start to take this game into their own hands and put it on their back. We have the kind of character and the kind of players that they don't have to have the coaching. They are going to want to take this game into their own possession and turn the things around. And I think you're going to start seeing some second and third efforts just like that right there.
Yeah, that was that quick screen on the wide side of the field to Clayton Merrill. And that's enough for a Brentwood Bruin first down.
So that was a first down. That was the last 3 yards of that first down was just effort.
Yeah, that's open space, and you get a guy like any of these receivers like Merrill in open space, and you like your chances to pick up a few yards there at least. It was a nice block too. I did not see the receiver that was out there with Merrill. I assume that would have been Barrett, but that was a nice block in space.
And Nassar, he's a bruiser when he's running, and he likes to hit those guys, hit those holes hard. He will wear a defense down as the game goes on.
He will. You just got. He's a little bit like a Derrick Henry, if you will. If he can just get to the second
legal
level.
Formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield. It'd be a 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
See, that is one of those little stub your toe kind of penalties.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards, and it's.
So it's still first down.
Yeah, you just didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and that happens. When you get out there and you have these trips right, and you have these spread offenses.
Yeah.
You don't always realize when you're flipping locations if you're on or off. That's why you see them look to the sideline judge and get confirmation you're on.
Got to communicate with that sideline judge. There's a quick throw to the fullback. We talked about Briggs Beck. Nice catch out of the backfield for
It really
Beck.
was.
Yeah,
right over his right shoulder there, and. He was just waiting for that ball to get there so he could run somebody over.
He did. That's a gain of about 8. Looks like we're going to
watch
replay.
This. If he catches over that right shoulder, he turns around and he's just looking for somebody to hit.
That's a tough catch to make for even a receiver. That's not a natural catch to make, and that was well done by Briggs Beck.
Of a fullback who doesn't get a lot of passes.
It shows you his athleticism.
Yep.
Good call, Coach Finch.
Oh. Got to the backfield. I didn't see where that came from. Was that outside?
That was Nassar. No, right in the A gap. I assume that was one of their big defensive tackles that just blew the A-gap.
Well, it went positive. It looked like 25. That's why the only reason I asked if he came from the outside. But I could be wrong. He could have blitzed up the middle.
Yeah, that was. I'm pretty sure that was from the A-gap, and it could have been a linebacker just blitzing the A-gap. All right, so they'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Brentwood from about midfield.
Yeah, it is. 25 is their middle linebacker there. So we're spread formation again.
Going back to Manning on this short side. He's going to get a few. All right, Amos, we're 2 scores down early, second half, trying to gain momentum, midfield. Is this one on 4th and 6 you're going to take a gamble on?
Well, I think this is where I'd try to get them to jump if I could, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a long 5. It's a 6. It's a 6, so you can't get it anyway.
Yeah, so they're gonna punt.
Oh, they're gonna go for it, and here goes Hamzy. Oh, and he's a yard short.
I don't know. Oh, he's going to be spotted a little short. It's about a yard short. You're right, Amos.
But great call.
Great call. Absolutely
call.
love the call, Coach Finch.
Yep.
Yeah, he got 5 of the 6. I mean, realistically, you punt that ball more times than not, it's going to be in the end zone. So we're talking about a gamble of about 20 yards.
Now, let me point out one thing. Have you noticed that every time we punt, we wait to the last second and run everybody out there and line up and punt it? That probably has been to set up that play all night long. They probably have watched something and felt like they could get 4th down conversions if they needed it.
Yep. Right.
That's Clint Finch football. That is intentional, methodical, planned.
Intelligent football.
Yep, very
Right.
intelligent football.
Yep.
Of course, when you teach 6 AP classes, you're going to have intelligent football.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great blocking by number 14 for Independence.
Yeah, that's our scene. That's the wide out screen that gives them numbers. We have 1 cornerback out there in space. They have 2 receivers. If that corner can make that block, we're basically in a cover 2 right now. Yeah. So it's going to put those corners a little bit on an island by themselves.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we talk about. We talk about shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage. You get turned out there, and then that gives that whoever's got the ball the ability to make a decision and sprint. If you keep parallel, then they don't know where you're going to go. You don't know if you're pushing the blocker back into them or you get the outside to run to. It's just tough.
Hartwell once again stuffed up the middle. Looks like he's going to get the first down, but not much more. On that last play, that screen out on the right side, so our cornerback there did the right thing. He's got to protect the outside.
That's right.
He wants to turn that guy back into the inside where you got help with the linebackers. And so he played that right. He was outnumbered.
He was. And what I mean by that, giving your shoulders parallel, it creates more stutter steps for the receiver because he's having to read where you're going.
Right.
A lot of times when we're coaching them on offense, we're saying follow the bottoms. Wherever you see bottoms, you follow the bottom. That's where you run. Oh, look at there!
Oh, that batted down.
Let's see, that Will.
I think that was Adcock, wasn't
Adcock,
it?
yeah.
Adcock, and then Vingland looked up and the ball about hit him, so that was right there.
Will did that against Hillsborough and ran it back for 6 points, didn't he?
Yeah, we need one of those breaks.
We do.
Yeah. This quarterback really zips the ball. He has a lot of velocity on his throws. Brings up 2nd and 10 for Independence. They're going back to the well.
Well, and that's what you want to do in this situation. You're up by 2 touchdowns. You really want to start burning that clock up as best you can.
I think that coach thinks that a running back like this is going to bust one, but really we've contained that inside run all night long.
Oh, yeah.
He did get away from us once on a screen pass, but we've contained that inside run all day long. Defensive line hadn't called those guys out a whole lot, but that D-line with Vingland and Dixon and Adams and McAfee doing a good job on the interior. So we got 3rd and about 7. There's some pressure.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Adams again, 72-57 McAfee. And there's Orafici again in the backfield. Those 3 guys just blew that play up with some good penetration and causing a lot of pressure. So, hey, we'll get out of that thing alive and get the ball back.
I believe, let's see, Seth Adams is a junior. I should say there's a bunch of seniors that were getting with it on that.
Yeah, Adams is a big guy. Good to see him back for next year. We got a flag on the play.
We've got a dead ball, false start on the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So 4th and 8 just turned into 4th and 13.
Yeah, that'll give them a little more room to kick it. So not always a bad penalty, really, although it's for the false start you don't want, but it does give the kicker a bit more room.
Well, and that's kicker. I've talked about. It looks like we can get to him, but if we don't, boy, he can boot it.
We've been on him all night. He's got that little delayed kind of a Australian type kicking style. Boy, he got a lot of roll out of that ball.
He did. That rugby style.
That rugby style, yeah, the Australian football style of kicking. It's late. It allows your defenders to get down the field a little quicker.
Yep.
Putting a little more pressure on the.
You don't have to kick it as high. You can get a little more roll out of it.
Right. Yeah. Well played.
I just saw Coach Drummy there on the sideline.
That's a Brentwood staple.
Man, I tell you what.
What a great guy.
If he ever wanted to run for mayor, yeah.
I wouldn't want to run against him.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't want to run against him or James C. Parker.
All right, so let's set them up 1st and 10 from our own 5. See what Coach Fence has in mind for us here. We're gonna go a screen pass on the left side for a that's a good gain. Gets it out about to the 11, it looks.